Hey, howdy, and a big welcome back to Clemhawks, folks. We are live midway through the game for the Colorado Rockies and Minnesota Twins, currently scoreless in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Getting things going, German Marquez on the mound for the Colorado Rockies, working pretty stellar through 4 innings. It looks like the Twins, my friends, do not even have a hit as of yet. It would be very bad if the Twins got a hit right now against German Marquez, who is yet to give up a hit tonight. And man, what a special thing it would be if the Twins could get a hit in this game against German Marquez. So folks, the memes aside, we are rocking, we are ready to go. 1 out already in the bottom half of the fifth inning for the Twins as Miranda grounds out to McMahon and across to Crone for the out, and we are off and running. Marquez so far through 4 1/3 innings, 54 pitches in this one. The Twins not to be outdone. Dylan Bundy down to a 4.73 ERA on the season. Don't forget, a while ago that was 5.87, I think, just as recently as one start ago. So he's having a heck of a go here in the past couple of innings. 13 or so innings he's pitched. Stellar ball from him. He, however, has allowed 2 hits, so we don't have to worry about him giving up any more hits, and we should be off and running and fine and dandy. The batting lineup: Arise, Correa, Kepler, Urshela, Kirilov, Miranda, Gordon, Jeffers, Celestino. Who's done anything? Arise and Jeffers have both taken a walk in this one. For the Rockies, it's Rogers and Iglesias who have hits, and that is it. That is all. That's really all you need to know about this game. So let's get off and running. Jeffers up to the plate after Gordon grounds out again, third to first, and away we go with 2 outs in this bottom half of the fifth inning. Jeffers, the only man yet to record an official at bat, 0 for 0, with a walk in this one against the Colorado Rockies. He, however, oh, what a shame it is, doubles to center against German Marquez and will take his spot in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And there we go, the Twins, their first dangerous opportunity in this ball game, as Ryan Jeffers will double, and that will bring up Gilberto Celestino, who will look to do something here with the first chance with runners in scoring position the Twins have had, I believe, all night, if I'm not mistaken, unless they're 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. So they did have somebody there at one point, either Jeffers or Arise, and that will be that as we are ready to go. Celestino against Marquez, who now just lost the no-hitter, still pitching a gem of a ball game. Only 3 base runners through almost 5 complete here in... Where are we at tonight? Minnesota. Look at that. We're a home team. Yeah, we're batting to the bottom of the fifth. We should know that thing. However, Celestino grounds out to second base. That will be Crone there dealing with that, and we will be up and out of the inning, and that will do it for the Minnesota Twins here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Tight ball game here, and of course they're coming off a tight ball game yesterday against the Cleveland Guardians, in which they stole back a piece of the division. So hoping they can run it back again today and get the job done here against the Colorado Rockies in what is yet another low-scoring tight ball game through half a game here in Minnesota. Folks, welcome aboard. I'm Yak. This is Clemhawks. Clem wrapping up his vacation. He is down there in Florida this evening enjoying a ball game, and we're looking forward to seeing him back on the channel here in no time flat, potentially as soon as Monday. So folks, yeah, we are just waiting for this inning to get resumed. It is now Diaz, Joe, and Daza? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it is those 3 coming up to the mound for the Colorado Rockies here in this 6th inning, the top half, where Dylan Bundy will come out and pitch yet another inning, hopefully, and continue his little streak of dominance right now. 13 innings unscored on as recently as the last 2 games pitched. So you'd like to see, for Dylan Bundy's sake, a thing continue there, that is for sure. He had a gem and now has a chance to continue the streak again tonight by going either another inning, another 2 innings, preferably 7 out of Dylan Bundy against the Rockies would be phenomenal. Don't allow the bullpen to come in and choke it right away. give them some time to think, get them into the 8th, 9th, where your better arms should and will be coming out of the bullpen, hopefully, as long as it's not Emilio Pagan, fingers crossed. And hopefully that's all we have to worry about. So the team 0 for 2 in runners scoring position situations. The Rockies 1 for 3. And obviously that did not result in a hit. I was going to say that they don't have a run. German Marquez, though, he's working on lowering his ERA this season as well, up there at a 5.77, but he's a guy capable of throwing some good innings. That's what he's doing for the Rockies right now, and we look forward to hopefully the Twins coming out in the bottom half of the 6th inning and changing things around a little bit here in this ball game. But first, we got to get into the top half of the 6th and see how things wind through. This one getting underway now as Diaz finds himself in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Bundy up there on the mound. He's only got 1 strikeout tonight, 1 walk and 2 hits, but he's been effective, kept men from scoring, and more or less men off base as well, with only 2 hits and 1 base on balls, which equals essentially the reverse of what German Marquez has for the Rockies here in this one so far. So for Bundy, he'd like to continue this, maybe rack up 3 strikeouts in this inning and go get the job done, sit down on the bench, 6 innings clean. 4 strikeouts wouldn't be a bad go if you're Dylan Bundy, but of course you got to take care of business and not worry about how you're going to get them out. Just focus on getting them out right now if you're Dylan Bundy, and trying to lower that ERA tick by tick by tick by tick as the season goes along here the rest of the way into July, August, September, October, November, hopefully. So it's a 1-2 count to Diaz, who will strike out. There you go. You knew it had to be coming, and it comes right there as Diaz strikes out, and the Twins are able to get themselves the first out of the inning via the strikeout. And yes, sir, Dylan Bundy racks up his 2nd one of the night. So there you go. That's a big time get for Dylan Bundy and the Minnesota Twins. I knew at some point this inning he had to start lighting that number up. He does, and he gets it going right there. So that's a huge get. And now on to the next guy, Joe, in the plate, although the live tracker is frozen with Diaz still batting. And now Joe will be in a 1-1 count here against Bundy. He's going to be the other guy with a strikeout other than Diaz. So there you go. That's what you need to know. He's also got the 1 walk for Dylan Bundy tonight. So that's another thing you need to know, is the Twins have kept guys off bag all night. But are now just trying to mow down as many more batters as they can towards the end of this one, while they allow the team to try and get as much of the opponent's bullpen, the opponent's starting pitcher they can. 4.70 ERA for Dylan Bundy now on the season. The guy is absolutely eating up innings. However, Joe reaches base. He singles to right. That'll bring up Daza, or Daza, however you say it, and that will also allow Charlie Blackmon to be waiting on deck to meet Dylan Bundy should this guy, Daza, reach the bases and or even get out. Even if he gets out, as long as he doesn't ground into a double play for the Rockies, Charlie Blackmon will be up to bat at some point this inning. He takes strike number 1, and Bundy's been effective, right? We were talking about German Marquez working clean. How about 49 pitches, 36 of them for strikes for Bundy, and this is what we saw last game out from Dylan Bundy. Just goes to work, puts down his head, and just throws strike ahead of the hitters, fast ahead of the hitters if he falls up behind, and just working smooth in this ball game, that is for sure. So Bundy, though, will see Daza single to first. That'll advance Joe to third. All of a sudden, you got a little bit of a problem. Runners on the corners and only 1 out. Charlie Blackmon coming up to the plate, and he's got a little bit of speed. I'm not sure how the old body's still holding up, but I'm sure he's still got a little bit in the legs left to leg out a infield hit or a fielder's choice if he has to on a ground ball to bust up a double play. And of course that brings up CJ Cron if he reaches, so that's another thing there, and a run would score too. So there's a lot of possibilities here for Charlie Blackmon, looking to cash the first run of the night against Dylan Bundy if he can in this at bat against Bundy right here in the top half of the 6th. 1 out and runners on the corners. So Bundy now solidly over 50 pitches at 50 on the night, 37 strikes, a 74% strike ratio. Not a bad evening if you are Mr. Dylan Bundy, who's been solid so far. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and Charlie Blackmon, who is 0-2, pardon me, and I made the mistake of touching the cats when I came in the house, and now I've touched my nose, and it is all game over from here, folks. My apologies for wiping my nose as much as I will over the next little bit, but it's just par for the course. As soon as you come home, you got to pet the cats, and then yeah, all of a sudden you touch your nose and you got cat allergies going to town. So here we go. Right now, a 1-ball count to Charlie Blackmon, who's waiting for Dylan Bundy to throw him another pitch, and it's in play here to Blackmon now, and then it will be a result coming up. Hopefully that double play we're looking for to get out of the, well, what do you call it? Getting out of the inning, right? Top of the 6th. Could be done here on this ball from Charlie Blackmon. However, the longer this in play ticker goes, the more worried about it I get. Blackmon hit it on the 1-0 count into play. That gives Bundy a 73 strike ratio on the night, but this one will be a fielder's choice. Shortstop Correa unassisted. Joe scores and Daza is out. So like I said, that was what we were worrying about, is a fielder's choice here. Blackmon beats it out. And that, my friends, will be the first run of the ball game for the Colorado Rockies. Dylan Bundy surrenders his first run in just over 13 innings, and his ERA goes up to 4.83 all of a sudden. Now Bundy will try to face Crone with a runner at first, and 2 away in the inning. Immediately throws him 2 straight balls, and that will get things rolling here, trying to, by the looks of it, get Crone to pop something up or swing through it and make some kind of weird contact right off the hop, but Crone lays off. And that, my friends, leaves us with a 2-ball count to CJ Crone, probably the best hitter left on the Colorado Rockies nowadays. And he is looking to try and do some damage here for the Rockies, who right now all of a sudden busting through against Bundy, up to 4 hits against him. A foul ball there from Crone will turn things back, and all of a sudden the game is starting to change around a little bit if you're the Minnesota Twins, right? All of a sudden a couple of hits off Bundy, who's been pretty solid the first run of the ball game, and more than likely done after 6. A solid start, right? A quality start, more or less, with 1 earned run against and 4 hits. You can't complain about that kind of night from Dylan Bundy, but problem is, right now you're facing, going into the last 4 bats, down a run at home, and the Twins, of course, have only scratched across in the past 14 innings, 1 run. So you got to hope the offense is ready to come alive at some point against guys in the Colorado bullpen or the starter Marquez, who have not had a great go of it this season. And you really got to think at some point, go out there and get the job done. If you're the Twins and trying to respond after that Cleveland series, might not be a bad idea to try and get it going. Taking strike for CJ Crone. That will be strike number 2 to make it a 2-2 count here. And all of a sudden, there we go. The Twins might have something brewing if they can get the job done here in this top half of the 6th. If they can go out there and bat heavy, that would be solid, that's for sure. But right now, you just got to hope they can get out of the inning without any further damage, and away we'll go. Brendan Rodgers stands on deck with a double so far this game. He's 1 for 2, so you got to believe the Twins are looking to avoid him. It's a loaded count now to CJ Crone. That will begin Blackmon over there at first with 2 out. Of course, he'll take off on the running start and look to solve something, and Rodgers will indeed step up to the plate after Crone appears to walk. And now Bundy will face again 2 men on, this time with 2 out here in the top half of the 6th. McMahon? I honestly don't even have a correct pronunciation for that. McMahon? I could try it a million ways and still fail. But Rodgers will, however, step up to the dish for the Rockies. He is going to try and bring home even more runs in this inning. Now Bundy up to 4 hits and 2 walks. He was having a stellar little go of it tonight, and all of a sudden this 6th inning gets away from him a little bit, and right, 3rd time through the order will do that more than likely in today's MLB. However, he throws first strike to Brendan Rodgers, and that will be another strike that gets him back closer to that 70% strike ratio, which he was dominating just a few seconds ago before he walked, of course, CJ Cron, which might not be the worst idea. If he was going to hit something big, you know what, at least he's standing there at first instead of trotting around the base with a 2-run homer. So not the worst case scenario. And Rodgers, of course, a guy you want to try and attack, a younger guy in the league, and a guy that maybe can expose a little bit here as a veteran in Bundy and try and get this job done. And indeed he will. Grounds out to the second baseman Arise, and that will do it for the top half of the 6th inning. Yes, sirree, off and running we are, and that is a solid get for us Twins fans, that's for sure. So, friends, what else do we know about this ball game? Not much. Dylan Bundy will more than likely exit this ball game now with an effective ERA of 4.80 on the season. That again is a stellar difference, a 1.07 earned run average, less than it was when he began his last start. Dylan Bundy will face 23 batters, gets 7 ground balls, 10 fly balls against those 23 batters. So not a bad get at all, and called strikes, swinging strikes, foul balls, and in-play strikes. This is where Dylan Bundy works effectively. 12 called strikes, 5 swinging strikes, 6 foul balls, and 19 in-play strikes. The guy gets the ball in play and lets the fielders go to work, but he'll also start you more than likely with called strike 1 every chance he gets. So that's nice to see as well. If you're watching back home as a Twins fan, that's what you need to know on Dylan Bundy so far. And look at that, another view on the Dylan Bundy pitched a gem for the Minnesota Twins video last night. There it is, rocking and a rolling. So let's quickly go over to Twins Twitter and see if there's anything we've missed on the night. And so far, for the first time since 2017, we'll face the Rockies at Target Field. Somebody said it's the first time they faced the Rockies in 5 years. This is the first time at home in 5 years. So there you go, and that's what you need to know. And, well, there's not much else to really know about this Minnesota Twins game. As really, broadcast auction, I guess there's some stuff going on the broadcast auction. Check out the items. Bidding is open now for the Minnesota Twins, so there's a couple of things you can help the charity things out with. But folks, let's get back to the ball game, shall we? It's Arise, top of the order, Correa and Kepler stepping up to the dish. And who is in the batting order? Is Buxton not out there for us tonight? Urshela, Kirilov, Miranda, Gordon, Jeffers, and Celestino. So yes, indeed, Buxton is not out there. I did read the lineup at some point in this live stream already, but folks, pardon me if I can't remember. Marquez now out there to try and not choke it up like Bundy did there in the top of the 6th. He did a good job getting out of trouble, but chalks up the first run of the ball game, and now the Twins are chasing a little bit here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Arise looking to get the job done, do his thing, and get on base. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, so that on-base percentage continues, but he's down to a .347 batting average on the season, and you'd hate to see this begin the descent for Arise. However, it looks like he's aboard, and there you go. He walks to start the inning, so that on-base percentage continues to be effective for Luis Arise, right? The batting average down 14 points compared to where it was on Saturday, but now all of a sudden on this Friday he's drawn 2 walks and continuing his ways of getting on base 2 out of 3 times in this ball game. Carlos Correa 0 for 2 in the ball game. You'd like to see him hit something here, right? A 2-run shot would be quite something to watch if he could get out there and do the job. Marquez now 2 hits and 3 walks on the night. Marquez operating in this bottom half of the 6th with only a 64% strike ratio on 64 pitches so far this ball game. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits and 3 walks. No strikeouts by the looks of it for German Marquez, who is literally yet to strike anyone out. He's down to a .577 ERA on the season, and now he's got Carlos Correa in a 1-0 count right here. And it looks like actually a 2-0 count if I'm not mistaken. 97 mile an hour fastball up and in to Carlos Correa on that first pitch of the at bat. That is interesting. Gonna brush him off the plate, maybe get him to chase something a little away, eh? Never know. Marquez, though, would like to try and match Bundy here. Get through 6 innings more or less unscathed, right? 1 run in 6 innings. That's a heck of a start from your starting pitcher. But for Marquez, he's got a chance to best Bundy and potentially get out there and get it going with a, well, couple of clean shutout innings. 6 of them, in fact. Taking strike for Correa. It's now a 1-1 count, and all of a sudden, there we go. Marquez is trying to work back that ball strike ratio to a more favorable count, right? At one point, Bundy had a 74% strike ratio. When you're throwing 3 out of 4 balls for a strike, you're having a pretty dang good night. And Bundy has to this point, so now Marquez trying to work back and get that going. However, the 3 walks are real hampered to that kind of evening. And now with Arise sitting at second, it's a fielder's choice, as it'll be third baseman over to the second baseman. Arise is out, but Correa reaches on a fielder's choice, and that will continue to have a runner at first base with 1 out for the Minnesota Twins, who look to claw back into this ball game and get themselves to a good spot here if they can in the next few at bats. You got 2 guaranteed as long as you don't draw into a double play, and that would be the play here for now stepping up to the plate Kepler, who has the matchup advantage, lefty on righty, and would like to try and get something going here, that's for sure. Kepler 1 for 2 on the evening. Gio Urshela standing on deck, the third baseman this evening. 67 pitches now for Marquez, who takes strike number 1 against Max Kepler. A taken strike right there, and we'll get to Marquez's splits on strikes and such taken, as it's 69 pitches now for Marquez, a 65-35 split on balls and strikes. And he is looking to dispatch the out call for Kepler, who takes strike number 2 yet again. So there we go, down to an 0-2 count, and now Kepler's got to battle back and try and get something going. It's been a while since we had an in-play sign for the Minnesota Twins in this game, and it would be nice if we couldn't see that right there, right? Obviously, yes, Jeffers had the double, but that's the Twins' only hit to this, or sorry, they've had 2 hits. Where was their second hit? Where did the Twins get a second hit tonight? What did I miss? As Kepler, ooh, it looks like Kepler had a hit as well, so I must have missed that somewhere, as they were saying that he hadn't given up a hit all game, and now Kepler there with an 0-2 count, 1 for 2 on the night, so they must have changed the scoring on something, because he had a no-hitter going when we entered the 5th inning, and all of a sudden now he's up to 2 hits against. Sure, all right, game on. Unless Kepler just got a base hit, but I think he was 1 for 2 stepping up. So, folks, color me shocked. I'm always surprised when it comes to these live trackers. I lose track at every point. And it's an 0-2 count to Kepler, who will strike out. So, Twins getting no favors, right? They send one guy above the minimum to the plate in this inning, and that's always been my gripe since I've started doing these live streams, quite frankly, is the Twins, since I've started doing these live streams, have had very few innings where they send 2 or 3 batters up above minimum, right? 5-6 guys to the plate every inning. That has not very much so happened again for the Twins when I've been live streaming. Yes, you've got the Diamondbacks game. Yes, you got a little bit of that Guardians game. But as far as it goes, the Twins just have not been there doing that so far. And that's been very unfortunate, that's for sure. And oh my goodness, I've been live streaming on my Wi-Fi this whole dang time. That is embarrassing. Oops. That is a big no-no. That's a big problem, big problem. Date up all my data, that's great. And, yikes, good thing the data or re-rolls here in the next little bit, up to 20.95 gigs used. Wow, that was rough. All right, could have gone all night without noticing that. However, Shell is up to a 2-0 count here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And Kirilov awaits on deck, 0 for 2 on the night. But again, he's been a guy who he comes in with a bad batting record so far in the game and then hits pretty big hits. So if Urshela can get runners to the corner, I'm going to take my chances. Kirilov has something to say about bringing at least one, if not both, home. It's a taken strike for Urshela, though, however, against Marquez, who right now, 5 2/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed, 1 strikeout, 3 walks, and 2 hits. And he's been effective here for the Colorado Rockies in this one. There is no denying that so far. So here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning, looking to get things going here if you're the Minnesota Twins and turn the tables a little bit. You got 2 outs, you got a runner at first, and it is Urshela who grounds out right there, and that will do it as Rogers to first baseman Crone, and that gets the job done, unfortunately. So now you've got Arise, who is your most productive batter in this game with two walks and only 1 out. I guess Jeffers has a hit and a walk, a double, so he's been a little bit more effective, I guess you could say. But that's as far as you go here in this ball game against German Marquez, who, if you want the information brought to you here, he's had 17 called strikes, 2 swinging strikes, 11 foul balls, and 18 in-play strikes. He's been pretty effective so far in this ball game and has brought his ERA down below 5.7 on the season. Folks, welcome into Clemhawks. I'm Yak, in case you're just joining and don't know what's going on here. Clem returns to the channel on Monday or Tuesday, depending on the Twins' schedule and what he can get up when. And we'll be glad to have our man back from somewhere on the East Coast in the United States. He can tell you all about his trip himself, and I explained it all at that point. But my friends, it has been a great little game here between the Twins and the Rockies. So far, the Rockies hold the edge 9-0 to begin this ball game, and you'd like to see them try and get out there and get going. That's for sure. As it's been a tough go for the Twins the past 2 games, only scoring 1 run in 15 innings, and now you'd like to hopefully see them score a couple more this game, but all right, either way, let's get this going, shall we? Let's do this. Get back. Sorry, I trailed off. I was reading tweets. End of the 6th, 1-0 for the Rockies over the Minnesota Twins here. We got 3 innings to bring this one home. If we get free baseball, that wouldn't be too bad. Clem did get free baseball when he was at the Twins Stadium there, Target Field, the other night before he started his trip. So he'd like to hopefully maybe not see extra baseball until he gets back and can actually watch it on TV again sometime soon here. However, my friends, right now just waiting for the top of the 7th to commence and things getting underway soon enough. Let's see what else we got going here. We got nothing yet to start this ball game, so eventually it'll get back up and underway. It's McMahon, Iglesias, and Grichuk who will come to bat for the Colorado Rockies here in this top half of the 7th inning. I wonder what Grichuk's batting like this season. Oh, a solid 254 on the year. All right, nothing too special for the former Twins Jays outfielder, pardon me. If you can't tell, the accent is from Canada, so my apologies if you're having a hard time understanding me, but I'm just ooting a boot here in my basement, talking all things Minnesota Twins. And here we go. This is an important inning for the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Tyler Duffy coming to the mound, coming on in relief. He's had a tough go this season, been getting slowly better over the past couple of outings, so hopefully this one continues that way for Duffy, who has started a 1-2 count against McMahon and is looking to get this one underway the right way, maybe by striking out or at least getting McMahon to do something that produces an out for the Twins here in the top half of the 7th. The Twins bullpen needs 9 outs and 2 runs to try and bring this one home, and it's a strikeout for Duffy right out of the gate. That'll bring up Iglesias, but that is exactly what you want to see from Tyler Duffy, who has now brought his ERA down to a 5.53 ERA, and maybe vouching, hey, thanks to the GM and manager for keeping me around instead of shipping me off, when a lot of Twins fans were up in arms with Duffy about 2-3 weeks ago, saying this guy needs to get out of town ASAP, and now all of a sudden he's brought it back and starting to work back that ERA down south towards 4. And most MLB relievers, you don't really have a problem if they are pitching a low 4 ERA and providing you quality outs in the games when it matters, and then giving up runs when it doesn't matter because you're already down by 7 or something. That's fine. However, for Duffy, you'd like to see him just start eating, and then he starts off Iglesias off with a 3-0 count, and is suddenly throwing more balls and strikes 7 pitches out of the pen, and that's a sign of trouble because those 3 strikes are what got you the strikeout in the first place to begin this inning, top half of the 7th, and Iglesias will walk on 4 pitches. So right there, you throw 4 pitches to the first guy, get a strikeout, throw 4 pitches to the next guy, you walks 4 straight, and that brings up Randall Grichuk, who, like I said, former Jays outfielder. I don't wish him well. I don't wish him well at all. I don't think he earned that in Toronto based on what he did over the past couple years. So, you know what, always interesting to keep tabs on a guy, but end of the day, I'd like to see him hit a double play right here and call it an inning, an outing for Tyler Duffey, who throws strike number 1. Okay, there you go. That's a good way to start if you're Tyler Duffey against a batter after you just threw 4 straight to walk a man. So now Grichuk, in an 0-1 count, will look to try and turn something around on Duffey, but Duffey's looking to try and get the job done here and get through an inning clean and really lower that ERA yet again quite a bit, because every out for Duffey right now is key against every run allowed, right? Every single out lowers that ERA by multiple points, and that's a big get if you're Tyler Duffey. Starting him with strike 1 at the knees inside, and now all of a sudden ball 1 right out of the gate. So 40% strike rate out of the pen. That's tough to watch. Thank goodness I'm watching it on the live tracker, but I almost swear it's tougher to watch on the live tracker than it is to watch in real life, because you're just sitting pins and needles as it updates by the second. Now strike number 2 of this at bat to Grichuk. You gotta hope you get a result here on strike 3, hopefully. But for the Twins, they are still trying to battle back and get this job done. They are, however, down 2-0, and it is a double play for Randall Grichuk. And there you go. The Twins get through 7 innings, down only 1-0, and they've got a bottom half to bat. And Tyler Duffey lowers that ERA to 5.40. And just like that, the Twins are starting to get some value games from some relievers, obviously not from the ones that count the most, but right now if you're the Twins, you're happy to get what you can out of the bullpen, and that's what's happening here with Tyler Duffey over the last couple of outings if you've been paying attention. That's good, that's solid. Now for the Twins, they just got to finish it off, get some runs this inning, and hopefully get the job done here in the bottom half. But end of the day, see what happens, and it will remain to see what the Twins are capable of pulling off in this bottom half of the 7th, where they'll send Kirilloff, Miranda, and Gordon, who are all 0 for 2 so far through this point. So keep that in mind as well. Those guys have not been batting the best this ball game. I'm just going to turn my heater around a little bit here so it's blowing a little bit more warm air on me and I'm not freezing my butt off down here in the basement, because it's only 14 degrees outside and it's a cold, rainy, miserable day, and the dog's outside enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it. And there is a dang draft in here as well, so unfortunate to be me right now. However, we'll survive and get the job done here with 2.5 innings of ball to go. See what happens. All right, what do we got on Twitter that we can read through the half inning? As it looks like the Stanley Cup could be awarded tonight in the NHL to the Colorado Avalanche, should they get the job done, and potentially that's affecting the viewership here on the stream tonight. Why we don't have any Rockies fans tuning in. Who wants to watch the Rockies when you can watch your hockey team bring home the Stanley Cup, right? That's a pretty good special moment. Haven't been able to watch that in my lifetime with the Oilers, so enjoy that if you get that tonight there, Colorado. I know I'll have a very happy friend in a town over from me that I play ball with. So Marquez and Kirilloff will face off. Marquez coming out for the bottom half of the 7th. Bundy did not come out for the top half of the 7th. It was instead Tyler Duffey who cleaned things up. So Kirilloff looking to start this inning off the right way. However, he'll ground out first pitch to Iglesias over to Crone, and that will be out number 1. And here we go. The Twins again going to struggle to send more than the minimum to the plate in another inning by the looks of it here. So Jose Miranda will step up to the plate here and look to try and change that around, but obviously is that going to change around? Probably not, because the Twins have really struggled in the bottom half of the lineup to try and get guys on base consistently and get guys on when it counts. And of course Nick Gordon will be the next guy up if they can get him out there. But it's ball one to Miranda first, and we got a guy to go yet before Nick Gordon gets up there and tries to change this ball game around a little bit. So here we go. Let me ask in the chat, what did we think of Bundy tonight? Because it would have been nice to see him get through 6 innings clean. Let me tell you, that would have been clutch if he could have done that. We're down 1 run. That's obviously not worst case scenario here. If you're the Minnesota Twins, like I said, there's many more worst case scenarios. But for Miranda, he will reach base, and there we go. That's what you want. At least somebody in the bottom half of the lineup reached base. That brings up Nick Gordon, who's got some good speed. Miranda walked on 4 straight pitches. That's the 4th walk allowed by Marquez, who hopefully at some point, you got to think in the 7th inning, starts getting eaten alive by walks here. But he's got a perfect scorecard going so far in terms of the run column. And on 82 pitches, I'm sure he's got the rest of the 7th in the tank, only having allowed 2 hits. So it's not like you can walk 4 guys, but if you only allow 2 hits, it's not going to cost you too much. And Nick Gordon takes strike number 1 for his 3rd at-bat of the night. 0 for 2 so far. And of course, Ryan Jeffers stands on deck. 1 double, 1 walk, a 1 for 1 batting line, looking to continue being one of, if not the hottest hitter in this ball game for the Minnesota Twins so far. Yes, Luis Arraez has 2 walks. Yes, Max Kepler has a hit, but it's Ryan Jeffers who's done both. And it is, well, Gordon who grounds into a double play. Rogers to Iglesias and over to Crone. And that, my friends, wraps up the bottom half of the 7th. The Twins literally get a guy to the play, get the guy to first, and then completely botch it by hitting a double play. And we'll go to the top half of the 8th inning now, trying to figure out if the Twins can go out there and again shut them down, get the job done in the top half, and then get the job done in the bottom half here as we're running out innings. Only the 8th and 9th left to go in this ball game between the Rockies and Twins. It's moving quick, right? This ball game started at like 7:10 Central Time, and it's only 8:48 Central Time, and we're through 7. Guys, some days I can't even complete an adult beer league slow pitch game that fast through 7 innings. So the Twins and Rockies moving along at Target Field. Diaz, Joe, and Daza, the lineup that got it done, the starting 3 that got it done against Bundy in the 6th, will be up to bat here in the 8th, top half at Target Field, as mentioned, for the Minnesota Twins and Rockies game. So this one, a big inning here for the Twins. I would be interested to see if they keep Duffy out there or if they go to somebody else here in a little bit. And hopefully, you know what, just for Duffy's sake, they go to somebody else and get the job done a little bit here and just keep letting the bullpen knock their guys down and just get guys up and out, right? That's all you have to do. What else do we got? Nothing else on Twitter, so we don't have anything to worry about. Pretty dead day for sports other than the Stanley Cup final so far. So let's just take into effect this Twins-Rockies game and see what we can't complete here in this top half of the 7th inning. Folks, just an update on how the stream's going as I'm seeing a couple of people join on in. Thank you for watching. I'm Yak. This is Clemhawks. Clemhawks, our man Clem, he will rejoin us sometime Monday or Tuesday. But so far, so good on the stream. Up to an hour and 12 minutes watched on the stream. Thank you to everybody who's contributed to that so far. Trying to get our man Clem back monetized on YouTube. It takes 4,000 watch hours. We are currently at 2,250 hours out of 4,000 needed in the past 365 days. And a lot of you have come up and clutched that for us here over the past couple of weeks here on Clemhawks as we've switched gears and gone back to the Minnesota Twins coverage. Tyler Duffy indeed back out there to start this inning. He starts at 1-1 against Elias Diaz, and there you go. Duffy, well, he's got 1 walk, 1 strikeout in 1 inning pitched, and he's looking to get through 2 clean here and get it over to hopefully your closer tonight, whoever that is, to try and close out a 2-1 ball game after the Twins score 2 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That's not asking too much, is it? I really don't think it's asking too much if you're a Twins fan right now. as the Twins desperately need to start getting back into the win column. And the more you do that right now, the more it helps you later. And right, that win against the Guardians yesterday, a 1-0 struggle fight for a win, is the kind of wins you got to start winning if you're the Twins. You can't keep relying on the 11-run games against Arizona. And that's where Duffy is trying to help that cause right now. However, in a 3-1 count to Diaz, and looking out, walking a guy as he walks Diaz over to first. So again, this spot in the lineup starts out trouble 2 innings later after Bundy had trouble with, of course, Diaz, Joe, Daza, and now all of a sudden they've got it going. So Diaz walks to first. Bundy, I don't know, if he walks somebody else, does he get out of this inning and just hopefully somebody comes in and shuts it down without giving up another run? That'd be nice to see. But as it currently sits, Duffy's got a runner at first, nobody out, and Joe at the plate for the Colorado Rockies. And Duffy is throwing 6 strikes, 10 balls, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 inning pitched with a runner at first in the 1+ inning. That is dangerous. Duffy's playing with fire here, and of course, right, the guy has been doing better. He's been lowering his ERA quite a bit. He gets a swing and strike from Joe right out of the gate, the leadoff hitter for the Colorado Rockies this evening. But you gotta hope for Duffy's sake, again, like you did against Grichuk, you roll that double play, get 2 quick outs, get the 3rd out, and away you go. 2 clean innings, and allow the Twins bats to come up in the bottom half of the 8th and hopefully get it to a 2-run, 3-run score, go up into the top half of the 9th, close out the ball game, walk away with the win, and there you go. That's all you need to do, right? That's all we're asking tonight, is go out there and win yet another ball game. As by the looks of it, Boston at one point had a 5-2 lead in the top of the 8th against the Cleveland Guardians. So you'd like to see us reclaim the division for the time being against the Cleveland Guardians, because we got 5 of them coming after this game, and the next 2 against the Rockies wrap up. So you got to believe, you got to go out there and do the job tonight. Well, you really got to sweep the Rockies, win 4 of 5 against the Guardians, and reestablish your dominance within the AL Central. That's my only thing you can do. And right, that is how you close out June, because June has been a disaster for the Twins, and you gotta get the job done at some point before the clock starts ticking towards the trade deadline. So folks, Joe in a 2-2 count against Tyler Duffy, who's looking to avoid walking another guy, hopefully get on the strikeout train for a 2nd inning in a row. If not, roll a double play for the 2nd inning in a row. And this is getting to be a bigger and bigger spot, and it will be a fouled back ball by Joe. So that's a tough go for the Twins, right? They had it going, and now Joe fouls one off and suddenly makes this count a little deeper than maybe it needs to be at this point. And hopefully for the Twins, you can just rock and roll this one for a double play. That's all we're hoping for here, is just rock and roll the double play and get out of this inning before it becomes a problem. And Joe's there currently, 1 strike, 1 walk. Duffy, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So you got to hope. And of course, the leadoff hitter for the Colorado Rockies, who, oh, by the way, is batting only .273 as the leadoff hitter. Daza's the more crazy one up there, batting at .320 something. So you got to see Duffy get out there and get this guy out for a double play and go on to Daza for hopefully the 3rd out of the inning. And it looks like Joe is going to reach base on a walk by the looks of it. So that's tough. That brings up Daza with nobody out in the top half of the 8th and 2 men on, a runner in scoring position, and Charlie Blackmon waiting on deck with already the old lone RBI in this ballgame, right? You got to be feeling it. Charlie Blackmon, the guy who's been there doing it with Colorado Rockies for a long dang time, and he's the lone man with the RBI tonight that could sink the Twins' ship in this ballgame. Duffy, oh, I don't know if he's going to be taken out. You got to imagine he's pitched 1 inning, and now all of a sudden he is still on the mound. So the Twins bullpen, yeah, it's a little depleted, but does that mean you run out Duffy for 8 straight batters or something crazy? I guess it does. So Daza will get a chance here, the 8th or the 7th batter to face Tyler Duffy. However, it's in play. So that's the dangerous part. It's in play now. What's going to happen here? This is the scary part. When you see that green in play flag on sportsnet.ca, it is usually not a good thing. If if you're a Minnesota Twins fan so far, and it will be instead over to third base. So Duffy rolls the double play, but Charlie Blackmon, with a runner at third, already having done it once in this ball game, can cash the second run of the game for the Rockies, who are up to 5 hits on the night. Duffy down to a 5.28 ERA. You'd like to see him get out of this one and get this finished right now, but I don't know. Is he going to finish off Blackmon, or is he going to end up going to the showers and allowing somebody, a left-handed pitcher potentially, to come out there and face Charlie Blackmon in this spot? That, my friends, is the big question of the ball game here for Rocco Baldelli. It'll be interesting to see what happens as this happens, but I think he's going to face him as it's a 1-1 count to Blackmon, who's 0 for 3 with an RBI. That's the thing. He's cashed the only run of the game, but it was literally beat out a fielder's choice to do it, so he doesn't even have credit for a hit. One of the 5 hits of the Rockies tonight is not him. And a 1-1 count as Duffy's looking to just make him roll over a ball, get him over to second base, down to first, out and done in this top half of the 8th. And that would be sketchy, leery times for Duffy, allowing 2 men to reach, a man over to third, and get Charlie Blackmon up to the plate. But hey, if we can get out of it, that's all that matters. And it's a 1-2 count now to Charlie Blackmon, who's got a 93-mile-an-hour fastball past him for a swinging strike, and now foul ball back past him as well. And Duffy now suddenly clawing back to that 50-50 mark with strikes and balls. 2 walks is going to do that to you, however. And you got to just hope, if you're Duffy, you can sit down Blackmon, get your team that big old let's go, and really get things going from here into the bottom half of the 8th, where hopefully the Twins bats come alive and don't leave it until the bottom of the 9th. And there you go. Tyler Duffy does the job, gets the out, and there you go. We'll go over to the bottom half of the 8th inning in a 1-0 ball game, as yes, sir, Tyler Duffy has gotten the job done for the Twins, and you like to see that. That's a huge get for the Twins, and a huge get for Tyler Duffy, who's had a struggle of a season so far, but he gets the job done there and really helps the Twins propel themselves towards a good situation. As my friends as well, we're up to a total of an hour and, 102 divided by 60, 1.7 hours watched, so an hour and 42 minutes of watch time on the stream. More than double of what we've done, not quite triple, but hey, we'll pick up steam here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, hopefully, and get things rolling. I give, again, a big thank you to everybody who's tuned in. It's my pleasure to have you along. Like I said, Clem returns. Clem returns to action here on Clemhawks within the week. Hopefully by Monday he'll be back and back and ready to roll with some Twins reviews and hopefully some Twins topics, some funny videos for you. Here's we'll hopefully get this Twins season going a little bit longer into July now here on Clemhawks. We're in the mid-8th. Jeffers, the lone man to really do something special tonight for the Twins with that double. Celestino and Arise with 2 walks on the night, keeping that on-base percentage up. Getting on down to first. That's his specialty, and that's what he's done well so far this season. Remember, he's one of those guys hitting like an 850 OPS, but his on-base percentage is better than his slugging, and that is something special in the MLB. Let me tell you, a guy who is all-star worthy. Celestino has had a pretty good go of it too. He's been tailing off here the past couple games. Jeffers, though, it's been a great thing to watch him get up and get things going with the bat. He has been struggling all season, but all of a sudden now over a 205 batting average after being down in the low 170s at one point this week. He's now picking it up and getting the job done, and that's a big time welcome sign if you're a Minnesota Twins fan as well, tuning into this live stream this evening. So let's get this going. Marquez will face Jeffers out there with 85 pitches on the night, looking to continue his streak of dominance against the Minnesota Twins. The one guy, as he mentioned, has struggled against is Ryan Jeffers, and he will be in a 1-1 count against Jeffers right out of the gate here, and looking to finish off a 7 1/3 innings here if he can get it going. Boom. Let's get this going and see what we've got going in this at bat. Jeffers versus Marquez in a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Like I said, all the Twins need here is 2 runs, and they can get the job done and dusted with a 1-1 ball game or a 2-1 ball game with a win, whatever you want to say. I can't make words now. I didn't bring water down here, and the voice is going on me, and the brain's starting to fry. It's been a long day. It's 8:01 here in Canada right now, and I could just go to bed, quite honestly with you. But somebody's got to eat supper and get going here at some point. So Marquez, Jeffers tied 2-2 in the count. Looking to get make it pitch here if you're Marquez, trying to get your second strikeout. That's it. He only has 1 strikeout on the night through 7 innings pitched, but he has kept the Twins out of the score column and kept them more or less off the base paths every inning, right? He's had 6 total base runners against kind of deal and 7 hits again, or 7 innings pitched. So that's less than a 1 whip so far through 7 innings. Now working into the 8th, and a foul ball will keep this count at 2-2 between Jeffers and Marquez. And Celestino waits on deck, the center fielder. I would wonder if they bring out Byron Buxton for Celestino. 3-2 count here to Jeffers, and what a walk would mean to the Minnesota Twins if they could get it. I don't know if Buxton's injured. Nobody's told me that, so that, I guess, too, is something if somebody could inform me. However, it will be a walk to Jeffers, so Celestino will come up to the base, or to the plate, with a chance to get on base and get 2 men on, if not get our man home with a double here if the Twins can do it. And Jeffers walked on a full count. You like to see that. That's good news for the Twins. And Nikita Kucherov scored his 2-1 goal to make it 2-1, so that's solid. And bottom half of the 8th inning, Celestino is up to the plate with a runner on first. And Marquez is in the mound still, waiting to get his first out of the 7th inning, but the Twins hoping to knock him out of this ball game with an earned run against and stop his streak of dominance, now up to 5 walks on the night. And at some point, you gotta make him pay. You gotta make German Marquez pay for walking you 5 times in a ball game through 7+ innings. It's unacceptable if you don't at this point. And for Celestino, he's the man that's got to get something going. Just get a runner to the corner, so as even on a double play, you score the run that ties the ball game. I don't care. Just get it going here. The Twins all of a sudden in the struggle squad back-to-back games in which 2 runs have been scored through 16.5 innings that the Twins have been involved in over the past 2 days. And it looks like instead Celestino's going to be out. And it will be Byron Buxton, as I theorized, coming in to pinch hit. So there we go, the live tracker late to update, but Buxton coming in with 19 homers, 33 RBIs at .228 batting average. And again, a guy that I would just like to see raise his average to .245. If this Byron Buxton could be batting .245, like, you imagine the difference every night, right? You're talking .245. Yeah, that's only a difference of about 27 batting points, but suddenly that is just that difference from here to here that makes you win a ball game twice a month, right? That's the difference. If he's going to be an everyday player, that's what makes you win an extra ball game or 2 a month. And currently in a 1-1 count, Buxton's really just got to start turning it on. 19 homers are nice. I want him at the home run derby, don't get me wrong, but for Buxton, you just gotta start hitting a board a couple more times. He's in a 1-2 count now, and he's struck out I don't know how many times that I've watched this season. And if he does it again here in this spot, that is going to be major disappointment, because Buxton at some point has just got to start cranking it up and really going on a tear. But he's yet to do that, as have any of the Minnesota Twins, really. Like, Luis Ariz gets on base. That's what he does. That's his shtick. But other than that, Twins don't have a guy that does everything every game. Like, it's literally Ariz gets to first every game, and that's where the Twins lineup rolls over and dies. Quite honestly with you. Yeah, they've been pretty good at hitting doubles lately, but guys, like, a double's not that special. Get on your horse, get to second. Don't look at it. So 1-2 count here to Buxton. In this bottom of the 8th, Marquez looking to get out the Twins' biggest bat in the lineup, with Luis Arraez standing on deck. And Buxton will, by the looks of it, be out. So more than likely struck out. Indeed he did. It's 2 strikeouts from Marquez on the night, and it's your best bat striking out again. Wow, all right, that's tough. That's tough. And now Luis Arraez takes strike number 1 of the count. And again, I'm just baffled here by the fact that the Twins they get a guy on every inning, and that is where the inning dies. Literally, if the Twins just hit home runs every inning, 1 home run in an inning, they'd probably win. But the fact that you get a guy on every inning, and the inning up and dies every single time right there, the wind just comes right over the sails every single time after you get a guy on, is just getting really frustrating, friends. It's really frustrating to watch. And Luis Arraez with 2 walks on the night, 0 for 1, but he's on base twice in the ballgame. Now takes 2 strikes to begin this count against Marquez. Marquez looking to hopefully work himself through 8 innings, but I don't know if the Twins are going to be allowing that to happen. Hopefully not here if Luis Arraez really wants to take this at-bat seriously. But again, I don't know if the Twins take any bat seriously once they get a man on. Oh, dude's on? Cool. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm going back to the dugout. And that's been the Twins' attitude as he flies out to left fielder Joe. And there you go. Luis Arraez is sat down, and his batting average will once again tank a little bit there, down sitting there at 346 or something. And so the Twins just every inning get a guy on base and up and die on the bats every single time. Carlos Correa, however, will step up to the dish here, 0 for 3, might I add. And the Twins really in danger here if they cannot get something going light. Don't leave it for the bottom half of the 8th or bottom half of the 9th. That's all I'm saying. Just don't do that. Leave it for right now. Get the job done with a man on and just go out there and win a ball game. That's all we're asking. German Marquez, though, having a game of his season, pitching 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, no earned runs against him. It worked to get a hit against him. Man, oh man, it would be a dang shame if German Marquez gave up a run against Carlos Correa. Just saying, like, what do you got to do here? What kind of memey, crazy, stupid stuff do you have to do to buy a run for the Twins in the past 16 and a half innings? Yeah, we got 1, but literally in the past 16 and a half innings, we've allowed a run and scored a run. Okay. I mean, great on the pitching. That's where you at. And it's not like you're facing that great a competition. The Guardians are the ones storming up the standings, taking your division, but you were the division leader. And, oh, by the way, these Rockies are like 10 games below 500. Anyone with me here? Right? Excuse me. Carlos Correa, though, 0 for 3, will get the ball in play, and please, just come on. This needs to be a home run ball right here. This needs to be a home run ball so as we can just count it off, call it a day, and get the job done in the top half of the 9th. I don't care if Pagan's coming out. I don't care if Thielballer's coming out. I don't care if Duran's coming out. I don't care who comes out. Somebody's just got to come out and get the job done in the top of the 9th if this Correa ball is in play for a homer or a double, even to tie this game. That's all I'm caring. And that in-play sticker's staying there a long time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, man. Come on. We need this right here. That's all I'm saying. We need this bad. And it's staying in play. It's a 91-mile-an-hour curveball from Marquez. I didn't know you could throw a curveball 91 miles an hour, but apparently Marquez does. And please tell me that Correa just up and golfed it, boys. But right now, that ball is staying in play a long dang time on this Sportsnet live tracker. And just tell me it's gone. Just tell me it's gone to give us a 2-1 lead. That's all I'm hoping for here. And it's still, the ball is still in play according to Sportsnet. Nobody's updated me in the comments what's happened. So I'm sitting on pins and needles here, shaking back and forth, thinking, gotta think that the Twins can do something on this ball here. Hopefully get a good result if you're Carlos Correa and walk out of this inning up 2-1. The score hasn't updated though. And I'm scared the live tracker's just kind of frozen up on me, which is quite dang possible at this point. And so at some point we were up to 5 viewers in the stream. Why not? And so it is safe at first. On a throwing error, Garlic safe at third. And now you got runners on the corners. Thank goodness, with 2 outs. So it is, I guess, a good out there situation as Garlick gets all the way over to third. And now Max Kepler with runners on the corners. This has got to be the end of the night for Marquez before Kepler gets up to the dish. And hopefully Kepler can do something against a lefty. If not, just pinch hit for him. It'll go to a pitching change here for the Rockies. And now, come on, boys. Just get this job done. That's all I'm begging you to do. Just go out there and get the job done for us now, if you could, because that would mean the world to us Twins fans. Let me tell you, here in this inning, that's for sure. Because right now, currently sitting on, where are we at? Not too many views in the past 60 minutes, but we're up to 6 views this hour. So thank you to everybody who's tuned in so far here on the live stream tonight. And hopefully we can come out a winner for sure, as it would be decent if we could. And what do we got? Yeah, I don't know. Nothing much happening in the Rockies game. So we don't have anything to quite panic about, or nothing in the Rockies game, nothing in the Avalanche game. Pardon a guy watching baseball and hockey at the same time when it involves Colorado twice over. I'm a Twins fan, but here I am scouting out the Rockies, the Avalanche in the same night. Denver? What? As Max Kepler will more than likely face a lefty here. Doubt they announce a pinch hitter for Kepler, but they could. And Gio Urshela will be on deck to try and hopefully come to the plate here and cash a couple of runs for the Minnesota Twins if he can reach as well. But Kepler's waiting for the next pitcher to go out. Marquez out with 101 pitches on the night, down to a 5.58 ERA on the season, but still some ducks on the pond that could cost him some more earned runs yet to add to his average. Tyler Duffy, though, 2 innings pitched, 2 walks and a hit with a strikeout. And how about that, down to a 5.22 ERA on the season. So the Twins have had some bright spots tonight. Obviously, Dylan Bundy pitching 6 innings again, only allowing 1 run through, 14 innings? That's not too bad. And so Bard came out and pitched for the Rockies and got Kepler out according to the live tracker. Kepler grounds out to second baseman Rogers, and that, my friends, is the end of the 8th. So get a man on. The inning dies every single dang time if you are the Minnesota Twins. That is, at some point, got to stop being so embarrassing, because this is getting borderline really embarrassing for the Minnesota Twins. Just doing this every time, getting men up and then getting promptly out as quick as possible. And now we'll go to the top of the 9th looking for something to get going. You got to think anyway. You got to think you can do it. All right. Anyway, welcome to the stream, folks. We're currently crushing it. We have crushed 2 hours of watch time here on the stream. That's exactly what we set up to do tonight, is get some watch hours and hopefully get Clem closer to that big goal here at the end of the tunnel of 4,000. Crone, Rogers, McMahon stepping up to the plate here in the top half of the 9th inning for the Twins against who knows who will step out of the pen now. I doubt Tyler Duffy's coming out for a 3rd straight inning, but down 1-0, you never quite know what the Twins are going to do with Rocco Baldelli as the manager. It'll be interesting to see if he brings himself a little bag of tricks here to try and really change things up out of the pen tonight for the Twins. Obviously, you thought maybe there was a chance he'd be in a tie ball game. You probably had somebody warming up in that event. However, instead, in this event, you are sitting there waiting for chance to try and tie the ball game, if not win it in the bottom half of the 9th, walk it off potentially, and come home with 2 low-scoring ball games in your favor in the past 2 days against both the Guardians and the Rockies. Crone, Rogers, and McMahon. I don't know. McMahon? Couldn't tell you. I've heard the guy's name pronounced a million times over, and it does not register in my brain. It just does not register. So, that's where we sit, just waiting for this thing to get dang up and over. If the Twins are going to lose, the sooner we get this over with, the better off we are. But if the Twins are going to win, let's get through the top half of the ninth and really rally on and get this job done. That's all I'm saying. If we could go out there and really win ourselves a ball game, that would be a good go. That's for sure. Nothing going here. And yeah, that's where we're just sitting, waiting for this ball game to get back underway and finish off this top half of the ninth if we can't right here. The old Eddie Rosario pinch hit 3-run homer game is getting a view as it's Tyler Duffy. A bag of tricks there from Rocco Bardelli. Oh, nope. Now they're going to say Tyler Thornburg's pitching. Who's pitching? Couldn't tell you. Live tracker's all kinds of screwed up tonight, as it'll be Thornburg against Crone here to begin this top half of the ninth inning. The Rockies lead 1-0 against the Twins. And Thornburg's throwing 3 pitches, 2 for a ball and 1 for a strike, right out of the pen here, and it's in play right away on pitch number 4 of the at-bat. And you know, usually when it's in play, it's either really good or really bad, and hopefully for the Rockies, it's a real bad result, as we could use a good result here from Thornburg as well. Another guy out of the pen you'd like to see have some good results over the next 7 days of the month and to close things out against the Guardians especially. So, top of the ninth. Nobody out, the ball's in play, and this one's staying in play again a while. And it will be a runner reaching to first on a base hit by Crone. So now I'll bring up Rogers. Crone hit an infield single to second, so a rise, unable to get it going. And Thornburg, right out of the pen, surrenders the first hit he's given up this ball game. And now Rogers with a double 1 for 3 on the evening, looking to hopefully come out and hit a double play, because Twins could use that. Twins could really use that to send them to the bottom of the ninth, put the pressure on the bats, and get things going maybe a little bit if we couldn't, as play-by-play, right? So Jeffers walked on a full count to begin that inning, and it was Kepler grounding out. So it will be indeed, if I know the Twins lineup tonight, it will be Urshela, Kirilov, and Miranda coming up. Guys that you don't mind having coming up in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Obviously, if you're a Twins fan looking at their batting averages, maybe you don't mind them. But if you're a Twins fan knowing what you've got in those guys, maybe you don't mind them coming up at all. So a couple of ways you could look at it there. Thornburg, though, you'd like him to get some outs here and hopefully get you on up into the bottom of the ninth inning nice and clean, only down a run and a chance to walk it off with a base hit and a knock, and away you go. But first you got to deal with Rogers. Yeah, fun times. So Thornburg, 1 hit on the night, and don't know what the delay is here for Rogers. The live tracker just seems like it's frozen up and not giving me any results here. So live tracker's been off. Apologies for that on the stream. That's been the weirdest part of tonight, is the live tracker just has not been updating as regularly and as often as it normally does. So that's been kind of frustrating. The Blue Jays are up 5 or now 6-1 on the Milwaukee Brewers. That's an interesting note out there in scoring land, and still Rogers is yet to bat here, so I really don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the good old live tracker freezing up. We've had a lot of success doing games via the live tracker here on Clemhawks. Now all of a sudden this one freezes up, and it's just a go wrong Friday night so far. Welcome to it. And right now, all I know is there's a City News 660 ad advertising on my screen. Sure. As Rogers still yet to bat, are they going to pinch hit for him potentially? That could be just it. But, I mean, the man's had a double for you this ball game, and probably been one of your better batters so far, so I don't know why you'd pinch hit for him. But, again, that's their decision to make, not mine. And live tracker's all kinds of frozen up here, so eventually it'll move, and eventually we'll get something underway and understand some part of this ball game going right. But right now it's just currently all held up and frozen over a little bit here right now in this top half of the ninth inning. Don't know if we have an incident on the field or something. And now, what? Now the live tracker's all screwed up. Apparently we're the end of the 8th inning, top of the 9th. Crone, Rogers, and McMahon due up again? I do not understand. Live tracker just more or less reset itself. Bard got that out. He's been pretty good this season, huh? And they still only have, yeah. I have no clue what's going on with the live tracker here, folks. My apologies. This is a mess. I don't even know how to check this. This is, seems like it's gone all kinds of sideways. So Crone's back up. Crone grounds out to Arise. What? Dude, if I could record what has just happened on my screen, we would be rocking and rolling. Because now we're mid-9th. And apparently Crone was the end of the inning. Straight up couldn't tell you. However, that's the end of the inning, and that's where we find ourselves. Bard's still out there pitching for the Rockies potentially. He might get the job to close it. Thornburg gets through. Clean inning pitched for him. Solid effort there. He faces 3 batters, and away you go, I guess. Oh, mid-9th. Let's hope the live tracker works out. McMahon grounded out to Correa to finish off the inning. That makes more sense, but that, my friends, was brutal. So it must have been a double play for Rogers, and that was, yeah, that was rough. Tate, I am hoping they can too. I really hope so, because, man, you know what? You need a good result here. End of the day, the Twins have been struggling as of late. You lost the division. You got back a little bit of it last night against the Guardians. Now you got to hope that you can go out there and do the job here against the Rockies tonight and reestablish your lead in the division. The Guardians losing in the bottom half of this 9th inning, 6-2 to the Red Sox. Like, just, come on, win a ball game tonight. Win them 1 by 1. Over to the next 8 ball games, win 6 or 7, and take care of business. That's all I'm saying, Tate. Just go out there and take care of business. However, it's a swinging strike for strike number 1 to Urshela, so it's a 1-1 count. Bard in an opportunity to get a save. I'm not sure if he's their regular closer or not, but he looks like a guy who could potentially use a save or 2 this year and has potentially had a save or 2 this season. So he's looking to go out there and get this save for the Rockies right now against the heart of the Twins order this evening, Urshela, Kirilov, and Miranda. And obviously Urshela has been pitched away to begin this at bat, so maybe a little bit of a cue of how it's going to go. Urshela grounds out, being pitched away to the second baseman, and Crone will record the out at first. So Kirilov looking to come up here, and right now I'm not even looking for 2 runs. I'm not looking to walk it off, honestly. Just tie this ball game, send it to extras, give us a little bit of life. I don't know. Do something other than lose 1-0, quite honestly. Right, it was probably embarrassing for the Guardians to lose 1-0 against us last night after scoring all those runs. So let's not do something even more embarrassing and lose to the Rockies 1-0, because our pitching has been fantastic tonight, folks. Fantastic. And if you're going to go out there and lose, that's going to really make it miserable. It's going to be miserable if you lose to the Rockies tonight. Just saying. You want to start the weekend off on the right track, right? That's where we're going. You just want to start the weekend off right. Well, if you want to start the weekend off right, you win on Friday night. That's how you do it in baseball. And Kirilov is about to look to try and change that up here for the Twins against Bard, who's got him in a 1-1 count. Bottom of the 9th, 1 out. And hey, you know what? We still have life here. I was saying it earlier, Tate, if you're still in the chat. The Twins, this game, every game I've watched on the live tracker, every time they get a man aboard, except that 11-run game against Arizona, as soon as you get a man on base, that inning is over. You ain't scoring a single run. Good night. And that's been the Twins' case as long as I've watched them on the live tracker so far this season. And Kirilov now in a count that's not favoring him, 1-2, and Miranda stands on base. He's gotten on base once with a walk, but he's 0 for 2 on the evening. Kirilov's 0 for 3, and Bard's looking to close out a ball game. You tell me how this one's going to shake on out right here. It'll be interesting. Kirilov, a 1-2 count, 7 pitches, 5 strikes from Bard so far to begin his night. So he must have worked pretty effective and gotten Max Kepler out on the first pitch of his evening out of the bullpen, and it's another foul ball back from Bard on Kirilov. So right out of the gate, there we go. Kirilov's getting the job done, getting it rolling, working the pitcher a little bit here. We're liking that. We'll accept the effort there from Kirilov, and hopefully Kirilov can get us a result in our favor right here, right now. Miranda 0 for 2 on the night, standing on deck. I don't think he's the guy. I want to try and tie the ball game with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 9th. But again, right, tough. It's tough because I get all wrapped up substituting in for Clem, doing as much coverage as possible. The Twins are winning ball games. They're looking good. They start having a mediocre June, and then all of a sudden, my friends, the wheels have been falling off the bus in the past week. And other than Dylan Bundy and Tyler Duffy starting to get their seasons back on track, it has been a tough go out there for the Minnesota Twins. The bats, everybody involved. And now all of a sudden Kirilov's in a big time count here against Bard, really working the pitching now and trying to get on base for what would be an important base runner in this bottom of the 9th. Although quite honestly, just hit a home run. Because anytime you got a guy on base, it just ain't worth it at this point with this Twins offense this past 2 weeks. So if you could just get a guy on base and by hitting a home run, I would be fine and dandy with that, to be honest with you. Now up to currently up to 14 views in 27 minutes. We're having an all right hour here on Clemhawks. Not too bad, all things considered. Miranda 0 for 2 with 1 walk on the evening. And Kirilov batting against Bard 0 for 3. So a 3-2 count now to Kirilov. If he can work back and get a walk here, that would be phenomenal, to be honest with you. That would be next level great from Kirilov, who's working Bard now for 7 pitches on this at bat. This is what we need. This is how you win ball games in the bottom of the 9th. Wear down the guy trying to close you out. Make him throw to you. You make him give you something to put in play. Make them give you something to put through a hole. All right, that's all you're looking for. All you're looking for. For the Twins, it would be nice if they could get the job done here. That's all I'm saying. Go out there and just win this ball game here in the bottom of the 9th. Don't worry about taking it to 10. Just get the job done now. Instead, it's Kirilov getting it in play, grounding it to McMahon, and being out. So, that brings up Jose Miranda, who will, try to get the job done as the lone remaining batter left in this ball game for the Minnesota Twins. Comes down to the final batter of the ball game, Jose Miranda, with an 0-2 at-bat record tonight and a walk on the evening. So Miranda against Bard. Bard looking for the 1 1/3 inning save. Nick Gordon stands on deck. If they can get him up to the plate, it would be a big go. But Miranda, right now, you are just hoping he steps up there and smacks one out. Quite honestly, that's all you're hoping for right here, because for the Twins, right, Miranda, Kirilov, kind of the fun guys to have up on the team right now. I know Nick Gordon's quite a fun guy too, but that is ball game. Done. Over. Miranda pops up to Crone at first. And my friends, that will do it for us here on Clemhawks this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I'm Yak. This is Clemhawks. We will catch you in the post game if there is one tonight, but I gotta go eat supper first. I am up on out of here.